The Black Room, Part 1. The doctor looked at her for a long time, then adjusted his medical scope over his eyes and said calmly, "Calm down, Manal, and tell me about that dark room. What did you find inside it?" I shouted hysterically at him. "The dark room, and whoever told you about it? Tell me who else knew that I had entered it. How did you scoundrel, know about it?" "Calm down, Manal, and drink a cup of water. No one told me about this, but I'm guessing that she may have entered that room over there." She responded with confusion. "Which room, doctor? I don't know what you're talking about." "The dark room." Here she screamed hysterically again and threw the cup of water at him in her hands, while repeating, "Do you say the dark room? Whoever told you about it told me, because no one was there in the room except me and them." He shook his head in confusion and said, "They told me about the matter, Manal. Calm down, for God's sake." "Did you reply, 'Lake them?'" "Yes, they were the ones in the room that day." "Come on, don't be afraid and tell me what happened that day." "Did you see them too, doctor?" Bahira replied. "Yes, I saw them." "Do not worry, be calm and tell me the story from the beginning, and do not be afraid of anything, for they know that I know everything." The doctor was trying to lure her so that she could speak and understand the reason for the extreme state of fear and panic that she was suffering from, and her attempt to commit suicide 3 times. She looked at him in horror and did not speak. He looked at her in confusion and said, he encourages her to talk. "Come on, Manal, finish what I saw there that day in the dark room." And here I screamed hysterically again, "Are you saying the dark room, you idiot?" Again, "Whoever told you about it, tell me." She threw what was in front of her on the desk in his head while she was screaming, "Say, who told you about it?" The doctor sighed heavily as he held his head in pain. "Calm down, Manal. I didn't mean to believe me. But what happened that day? What happened there in that room?" She looked at the empty space behind him and said, "I joined that company and I was working in the accounts department, and that room was facing the office room in which I worked. It was always dark, depressing, and closed. I felt suffocated and smelled bad whenever I passed by that room that no one had ever entered. Since I have worked in the company for 3 months, but that old worker always guards it and sits in front of its door. When I asked my coworker about that room, he told me that it is an abandoned warehouse in which they put things that they do not want in the company, such as papers, office chairs, and everything that is damaged in the company they put in that room. The room, but what was surprising and curious to me was the old roomkeeper, the buffet worker. Why did he constantly sit in front of the door and only move to bring orders? On that fateful day, there was a lot of work and many papers that had to be reviewed, so I was late for my appointment, and all the company employees left at their usual time except me, the buffet worker, and the security man outside. Here I heard someone whispering my name, so I turned around to look for the one calling, but I did not find anyone. And here I saw the door of the room opening slowly in front of me. I could not believe my eyes. I left what was in my hand and went to the room to see what was inside it with curiosity. Do they really put old things inside it? Before I stepped into the room, the old buffet attendant suddenly appeared in front of me, like death, and closed the door in my face, saying violently, "Don't open the door again, do you understand? And stay away from here for your own good, girl, so you don't regret it." Then she was silent for 5 minutes, looking into the doctor's eyes with terror.